back. Today we're doing the 400 sub upgrade to the shop here, and it's pretty cool. We're up to 400. I got me a titanium welding table from Harbor Freight and the 45 amp titanium plasma cutter also. And we're going to try to get these both put together. The plan is I'm just going to use the tabletop to put it on the plasma cart that we did last time, and that way I have a mobile welding table that's bigger than my old one, and then I'll be able to also use the plasma part of it. So that's the plan, and we'll get it figured out as I go here. I'm going to get started on this, and hopefully I can do a few cuts with the plasma cutter and see how well that works. I'll get these unboxed and set up. Alright, now that we got everything out of the box, and I threw this on here just to kind of get an idea. And this seems a little bit higher than I want it, and if I throw the short legs on here and make it so that it'll sit on here, it's going to be even higher, and it's just going to be too high. I'm just going to put the regular legs on it and go that route. The reason is I don't have a lot of room. One of the other issues is if I just leave this on here, I'm not going to be able to reach under to put this nut on if I'm trying to clamp something. There's that, and one of the other issues that I've seen with these is on these thinner tables like this is I believe that they put a little bit of a crown in them to the center, so the level rocks, and you know, it's not a lot, and I think the purpose of that is because this is so thin that when you start working with this, putting heavier things on, it should kind of flatten out a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't get a real concave to it like my actual welding table is, or my old welding table that been around for eons and eons. That actually came out of my grandfather's lumber yard years and years ago. That I think he closed that in like 85 or something like that. So I mean, this thing is old. It's got cast iron on it, and the downfall of that is it's only got 3 wheels, so whenever I move it, it likes to tip. So that's kind of why I wanted this. And then this has got more surface area for welding on. That thing works really good for my vise and my little 3-in-1 press brake tool. This will be a good addition for when I'm welding. So I'll get the legs put on, and I'll try to get some caster wheels for it so I can move it around easier, but that's, I guess, the direction I'm going with this. Alright guys, well, nice and sturdy. I'm going to put some casters under it so it'll raise it up a little more. But yeah, I like it. Very simple to put together. Just 4 bolts for each leg is all you got to do. Wow, yeah, 4 bolts for each leg. top's already attached to the frame under there. The frame on the bottom just slides in. Now we can get the plasma cutter out and put on the cart with the other one. Okay guys, so this is the Harbor Freight titanium 45 amp plasma cutter. That it's the smaller one of the two. I don't really need something that does real thick stuff. This will, they say, cleanly cut up to 5/8 and shear 1 inch. Well, 1 inch is way heavier than I need, so comes with everything. A few extra tips. I'll have to order some more of them for your consumables, but we'll get this slid into the welding cart and then we'll try it out. All right, let's get some water in here. It's not leaking. That's good. Yet. Hopefully it stays that way. All right. Suppose now we need to find something to cut. Well, I found a piece of 1/4 inch plate here that I think try doing a few cuts with. Shouldn't have any issues with that. And then I had a piece of copper here for, I make those copper roses. I don't know if you've seen that video, but they're pretty cool. But I was thinking maybe I could try doing a few cuts on some copper with it. Oh, we'll find out. So you guys come over here. All right, this thing's got 2 settings on it. 240 volt, 120 volt. I'm plugged into 240. And your amperage. And we're going to go about halfway. And then we can turn it on, which is around the back side. It should come on. Fans on. It's ready to rock. So I'm gonna just make a couple cuts on this area here and see how she cuts. Well, that cut's pretty darn good, I'd say. Got some slag over here on this side. Let's see, right down in there, a little bit of slag. But I'd say that cut's real nice. Try another cut here. Water table pretty nice too. Well, that cut pretty decent, I'd say. You know, 1/4 inch. I'm just doing freehand here, so it's not the straightest by any means, but it's in focus there. Yeah, for what I gotta do, that'll work just fine. Now we'll try some copper. Wow. That cuts fast. Wow. That was crazy how fast I could go on this copper. I mean, I realized copper is really thin. I got the plasma turned down as low as I can go, and she just zipped right through. It did put quite a bit of heat into the copper here. So here I had it at like 20, and then I turned it down, and this was at 15, as low as the cutter will go. And I had to go really fast, but that's kind of cool. One of the things on this cutting head that I kind of like versus my old one is, see how it's got this guide on the outside of it? I like that way better than my old one that just had like a little wire thing that clipped on there. This I think I'm gonna like that a lot more, because I never used that wire deal because it was just pretty flimsy. Alright guys, this has been a pretty good improvement, I think, in the shop out here. New plasma cutter behind me on the welding cart there. And we did a little cutting with the plasma table that we built last time at 350 subs. And threw a little water in there. That's a huge improvement. I don't have sparks going everywhere and the dust and all that stuff, so very happy with that. I would highly recommend doing some sort of a water table if you do plasma cutting, especially in your garage or shop or whatever. So welding table, I'm very happy with that. It's actually quite well made for what it is. The only downside is it's not perfectly flat. And I think over time, putting heavy things on it, maybe pounding on things, it will flatten out because it's crowned. So I'm guessing, I haven't seen anything from the manufacturer on that as to if they do that on purpose, but I've heard of other people saying the same thing. Throw some casters on that so I can easily move it around the shop, and we'll be golden. It'll be a good improvement over this one right behind me here with the 3-in-1 tool and my vise and stuff. It's been an awesome day putting this stuff together and testing it out, and thanks to the people that got us up to 400 subscribers, and we will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.